Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hamza Ansar from Startup Early, and this is the fifth week of the crowdfunding workshop. As you all are aware that this is a recorded session, so some of you must be watching this at a different time and a different time zone. This is the last presentation of this particular workshop. Week six is designed for one-on-one office hours with any help you may need that is specific to your requirement, specific to your product or service, or what your goals were that you try to achieve out of this workshop. And right towards the end of this particular presentation, हम लोग वो outcomes भी देखेंगे जिनकी हमारी शुरू में बात हुई थी that we will be covering in the span of these 6 weeks. So let's begin. Give you a little recap of what we have done. As all of you have gone through these sessions, हमने इनको 6 parts में divide किया हुआ था. Research, the algorithm of Kickstarter or Indiegogo. फिर campaign की क्या requirements हैं? What are the specific requirements that make up a campaign? And then as soon as your campaign launches, how can you make use of the analytics that is provided by not only the platforms that is Kickstarter or Indiegogo, but other third-party tools as well, like Google Analytics, Bitly data, and so on and so forth. So just to give you a little recap, the idea was कि आप लोग बेहतरीन research करें regarding your product or service. If you are one of those individuals or teams that want to launch a crowdfunding campaign, the best suggestion is that 6 to 10 months prior to launching the campaign, आप अपनी research शुरू कर दें. You research on Google, Kickstarter, and Indiegogo, whichever platform is relevant to you. You try to identify which product or service your particular company falls in, and इस industry में crowdfunding में क्या क्या हो रहा है, right? So you want to see what the best campaigns have been doing. Excuse me. So you want to know what the best campaigns of your genre or industry have done, and then you want to use them as a benchmark to compare your work with before you launch the campaign. ठीक है? तो research में सारा वो phase आ जाएगा. And then the main other part is the campaign. तो campaign की क्या requirements हैं? As you know, we've gone through this before, but we'll just do a little recap. Campaign में mainly आपकी video आती है. The video, if it's good enough, will attract the user, the consumer, to come and eventually check out your description page. So these two are the very heavy duty parts of your campaign. Uske alawa, you need to decide your reward tiers, what kind of goals are you trying to reach, what is the goal amount you want to reach, and mainly aapko is cheez ke around kaam karna hai. Today we will talk about traffic. How can we generate traffic, right? So you've done your research, you've seen what the best campaigns have done, and according to that research, you've also prepared your own campaign. आपकी अपनी video बन चुकी हुई है, your own description page is there. So your campaign is ready, right? But now the main thing is कि लोगों को कैसे पता लगेगा? How will people find out that this outstanding product is about to hit a crowdfunding platform? How can they get their hands on it first? So you also need to keep in mind that the traffic work is starting way before the campaign is actually launched. We've covered this before that जो आपकी campaign live होती है on the platform, it's for 30 to 45 days. जो recommended time है वो 30 days का है, that 30 days पे आपकी campaign रहेगी उस platform पे, right? You don't want the campaign to be there indefinitely or for a longer period of time, because then any backer or consumer that you have excited enough to get them to fund your idea, वो शायद ये भी कह सकते हैं कि we'll go and get it later. So the finite time is only so that people can actually quickly go and make that purchase. So the traffic part, the number 5 part, और जो हम 6 आज cover करेंगे, the heavy dense part is the traffic part. Traffic आपकी 3 से 4 महीने पहले शुरू हो रही है in parallel to you bringing the fine tuning to your campaign. So we'll go over that journey just right now. How does Startup Early define crowdfunding? If we be very realistic in terms of what we want to achieve, we define crowdfunding more precisely as raising a specific sum for a specific project within a specific time frame. I just mentioned this to you that 30 days का ideal time frame होता है. Project is specific to whatever your product or service is, and the specific sum in question over here is the goal amount you set. Goal amount में you will eventually have to factor in all the costs that will be incurred of the campaigns, and it's very, very important for you to see through that entire journey and make sure that all those costs are covered. For example, पिछले class में we discussed that you have to have a reward tier. What are you giving the backer against the amount of money they've pledged? So to deliver that project, to deliver that particular reward, you also need to send it to them. उसमें आपकी थोड़ी बहुत inventory cost शायद आ सकती है और आपकी logistics तो आएगी. So from logistics to the final product, the campaign fees, everything needs to be figured out in that goal amount. So once again, we define crowdfunding more precisely as raising a specific sum for a specific project within a specific time frame. Let's begin today's session where we talk about how can you growth hack your campaign. Growth hacking का मतलब ये है that you want to get all the users to your campaign the day it is launched. So hypothetically speaking, 1st December 2020 को आपकी campaign launch हो रही है. You have chosen the campaign time frame to be the entire month of December. However, December 1st ko you can't expect people to come and learn about your campaign and fund it all the way through 30th, 31st December. You need to be building pre-hype before that. Pre-hype का मतलब ये है कि you're trying to excite your potential target audience, your potential target group, and you are enticing them कि ये product आने लगा है. The day it is launched, which in our case is 1st December, you will get an email and you should come on and buy your product as soon as possible before it potentially runs out. Please take a look at the screen and see all the social media platforms that you can start using 3 months before to generate excitement for your 1st December launch. So in Preserve's case, we were very active on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on LinkedIn. However, towards the closer end of the campaign, we also realized the importance of Reddit and Pinterest. This was back in 2016. Now, in today's day and age, we can categorically say that in Sare platforms, where the audiences are slightly different, and it will not harm you to have a presence on all these particular platforms to be building that hype for your product. So let's say December 1st ko hamari launch hai, you want to start your work 3 months before. So September 1st से आप अपनी social media campaigns run करते हैं. September, October, November, you're running your pre-hype campaign and for a December 1st launch. So these are all the tools you want to use once your campaign, you've decided what to do and you're ready for that pre-hype campaign. What is the end goal from all of these platforms? आपने इन सारे platforms पे देखें, because you need to understand that अभी product is not available, right? September 1st को the product is not available. October, November, the product is not available. Product is available on the crowdfunding platform from the 1st of December. So the 3 months before that, you are simply trying to generate excitement. You'll start talking about the feature set, how is it unique, what benefits it can provide to you, that ये market में ऐसा product कभी पहले नहीं आया, you are going to be the first ones to use it, you will also get some discounts around it. So all of that excitement is being built on your social media platforms. But what is that centralized database that you are getting when you can reach out to all of those people on the fortnight of December 1st saying कि हमारी campaign launch होने लगी है, all the people who have showed up talking about the product in the 3 months prior to that, where is that database all coming? It is all coming to your landing page. Your landing page will be your website का एक static page where all your traffic is being diverted to. We'll go over some type of ads that you can run to generate that excitement apart from the organic excitement you can grow, and we'll also discuss that. But at the end of the day, all your traffic ideally is from these platforms is coming onto your landing page where you are simply getting the user to enter their email address. Email address में मिलने का ये मकसद है that you then have that point of conversation with the interested party. You can continuously, send them emails every 2 to 3 weeks, and then more importantly, towards the end of your pre-hype campaign, which also turns out to be very close to the launch date. So as people are signing up for your particular product, they are also those individuals who are very interested in buying the world's first energy efficient power bank that fits inside your wallet. That was our key phrase that we were using for Preserve. And then the three main feature sets were: it cuts off electricity going to the phone after your phone is 100% charged. Then that the removable credit card shaped battery can fit in your wallet. Preserve, the power bank can be used in two different locations. So whatever that unique selling point of your product or service is, you're communicating that to your audiences on these platforms. Potentially you're also running ads on some of these platforms like Facebook or Instagram and Twitter, Google perhaps, and you're getting them to eventually come on and sign up on your particular website. So you, for instance, are trying to gather that database of interested people who would want to buy the product the day it is launched. So your landing page is very important, needs to be very crisp, clear, to the point. It's just one static page. जिसमें एक slot है जहाँ आप अपना email address डाल सकते हैं, and it's just labeling the main feature set of your product. We will now go over different kinds of ads that you can run and see which ads are doing better. So once again, all of these ads examples that we'll go over, इनका call to action जो है वो है to eventually go on your website and sign up, right? So let's take a quick look at this particular ad. So the ad is very crisp in terms of launch date. उन्होंने बता दी. The product name is in front of you, Kirkadia. It has something to do with sleeping better and having a better sleep cycle. Say goodbye to restless nights, groggy mornings, and feeling exhausted at work. So this is one of the ad sets that this particular company was running, right? Now, how do you know which ad is doing better? How do you know which ad is more effective? We'll give you a little formula later on in this deck and try to explain that slightly better. But the points are crisp and clear. Product kya hai? What is the launch date looking like? Once you click on this ad, you should be directed to a page similar to this that will be relevant to that idea, and simply trying to get your email address ताकि आप उनसे बाद में communicate कर सकें. So this is another company's ad set. इन्होंने 3 days left का एक बड़ा ad लगाया, then 1 day left का. And if you notice, all these ads are building up, launching 6th June. So the idea at this stage, this screenshot was taken. The idea had not yet been launched. Like I'm saying, your pre-hype campaign is starting way before your actual launch date. In this case, the campaign is very, very close to launching, right? So the left post is 3 days before, and you've put up a very good picture. आपने आपके logo में भी beard बनी हुई है. There's something to do with men, potentially a beard oil or beard wax or any beard related items. And then if you see on the right, it again says 1 day left on the top in the caption, and then the ad set says launching November 18th. Get your beard and hair straightener at just $49 USD. So the different tones you can use while trying to get the call to action to work on your ads is by telling them कि time बहुत कम रह गया है, this is the product you want, you'll get it for cheaper, you'll get it early bird discount. You will talk about how does your product differentiate from the products out there in the market. So as you know, this is very challenging. In a very small ad space, you have to communicate a lot of things, right? However, you also don't want to confuse the viewer कि इतनी ज़्यादा information मिल रही है. So you need to be really crisp and precise in terms of what is the brand name, what do you do, how is it different, कितने दिन रह गए हैं, क्या price है, and also all in all trying to put a good image next to it also that attracts the user to eventually go ahead and potentially sign up for your particular product, similar to once again your landing page, right? So it's tricky. Ad sets ko chalana is not something that you can just get up and do today. Yes, yeah, you can do a lot of courses online. आप Facebook का अपना advertising tool का course ले सकते हो. But this is something that you eventually get better at. You'll need the help of a designer to help make the post, or it'll be great if you can do it yourself also, because there will be some tinkering. There will be some amount of up and down that you'll have to do to see which ad sets work better for you. And we'll now go over कि कौन सा ad set बेहतर चलेगा for your particular audience and brand. So this is what we call A/B testing. A/B testing is done all over the world to test, whether test A is better or B is better, and then you have different use cases. Um, all the e-commerce companies are consistently running A/B tests. We don't even know about it. Facebook, Amazon specifically is consistently running A/B testing. They will show one geographic region a specific change than the other, and they'll see कि कौन से ad sets, not ad sets, but उनके feature sets are doing better. So maybe users in Pakistan are seeing a different type of cursor on Amazon as opposed to what the Indian viewers are saying, and it will show them at the back end कि कौन सा ad का cursor बेहतर करता है. So this is not only for ads, this could be for anything on your website जो A/B testing है. But in this case, obviously, we're trying to see which particular ad gives us the best conversion rate. So हमारी A/B testing is very, very specific to the ads you're running on your Facebook page, right? So if you can see the two boxes on your left and right, आप left पे interest gauge कर रहे हो, you're trying to build up the excitement of what your product is, what makes it unique, why would you need it, and how is it different from the market. And if you for now leave the center part on the side, right पे आपके landing page लिखा हुआ है. So everything is being redirected to your landing page in the first 3 months. आपके पास आपका email address database आ जाए. That email address database is going to be very, very specific to your audience and for your product. So just take a look at the screen and try to understand it before I can, try explaining it slightly better. Okay, so I'll go a bit there'll be a bit of back and forth in terms of slides to explain this point. If you look at this screen, इसमें दो main चीजें आप test कर रहे हैं. You're testing the image that you're using, and more importantly, you're also testing the caption that you want to choose, and then you want to find the best mix of both. So हम इस पेज पे देखते हैं कि image 1, 2, 3, imagine there are 4 different images of your product or someone using your product, and these are the best 4 images that you have had from the entire photo shoot that you got done. Now you're having a tough time. According to you, ये चारों images बेहतरीन हैं, all of them should do better than the ones you've discarded. However, आपको इनमें से भी देखना है which particular image is doing better. So what you'll do is you will run 4 ads at the same time. All those 4 ads will have one different thing in common, and that will be the image. So image 1, 2, 3, 4, सारों पे आप $2.50 लगा देंगे, or whatever that amount is, could be anything less or more, but the idea is कि वो amount similar होनी चाहिए, right? So you'll put this specific amount against each image. And after a period of some time, maybe some days or even some weeks, if you want, more extensive data, you will see कि किस image के against कितनी leads आ रही हैं, right? So if you look at the first image, there are 5 leads being generated from your daily budget at $2.13, right? So आपको 5 leads मिली 2 से ऊपर डॉलर्स की. इमेज 2 में आपको एक ही लीड सिर्फ मिली और वो ऑलमोस्ट आपको पर लीड $10 आपको पड़ रही है, राइट? एंड देन यू टॉक अबाउट इमेज नंबर 3. 10 leads मिले आपको at the rate of $2.9 per lead. ये per lead का rate है. And there's all information that is available to you on your Facebook ads manager. There's very basic information that is also very easy to understand. And then you look at image number 4. Image number 4 में आपको 11 leads मिली at the rate of 1.82. So you can very clearly be able to tell that out of all these images, image 4 has done the best. And then the second image that has done better, you must be wondering if maybe it's 3 because 10 leads hai. But no, aapki image number 1 is better because per lead cost is lower than image number 3. So if you look closely, even though leads zyada hai image 3 ki as opposed to image number 1 with 5 leads, the per lead cost is lower. So your second preference should be image number 1. फिर आप अपना टेस्ट करेंगे ad copy क्या है. What is the ad copy that you're using? So once again, go back to the images section and you'll see कि इसमें सिर्फ आपकी images different use नहीं हो रही है, but आपने ad copy भी जो करनी है वो भी तो user देख रहा है. So the user is not only getting attracted by excuse me, the user is not only getting attracted by the picture but also the ad copy. So you're actually running 2 sets, एक तो images का हमने discuss किया and then the ad copy that you're also using. Once again, left side पे interest है, you're trying to build the excitement, right side पे landing page है, and similar to the image ad set, इसकी भी हमने जो daily budget रखा हुआ है वो एक ही रखा हुआ है. That needs to be important, that's very important. That budget needs to be static ताकि आपके पास एक generic data आना शुरू हो जाए. So if you look at this screen, ad copy number 1, एक lead मिली $13 की. Then ad copy number 2, you get 10 leads at just over $1 per lead. And then you get 20 leads at just under $1 per lead for ad copy number 3. And then ad copy number 4 is very expensive at over $20 per lead. So the ad copy that worked best for you in this is very obviously ad copy number 3 and then ad copy number 2. So your ideal ad will technically be ad copy number 3 and image number 4 turned out the best result, right? So this is how you A/B test. This is how you see, yeah, at best color, so you will use this ad more than the other. This is very important to do. A/B testing is essential for you to do in the 3-4 months prior to the campaign जो आप run कर रहे हो. You want the best leads, और इसमें leads are simply the number of email signups you're getting on your landing page. So we'll just give you a couple of minutes to go over this particular slide, a bit of formula of what you want to ideally want your email list to look like before you launch the campaign. Excuse me, and thank you. So if I break it down, and once again, if we discuss the importance of team, if you're getting a little caught up with the amount of work that this is requiring, and you don't know this, um, there are a lot of things that you are doing for your campaign. It's a lot of work. It's very tedious. So ideally, you have a team around you. Once you know कि आपने क्या क्या काम करने हैं, या आपको research phase में पता लग जाएगा when you've identified a good company who you want to kind of replicate and see the amount of effort gone in. So you'll know as a founder or as a small group of a small team कि यार हमारे में ये capabilities हैं करने की. So if this particular chore, if this particular task is falling under the expertise of your team, then that's great. But you may want to outsource some of the important parts of the campaign that you're not able to do well. However, at the same time, you also don't want to end up spending too much money before the campaign is launched. So you can learn these things if you have the time and bandwidth to do it. But it's also very important to do this phase and do this part with the right techniques and with the right expertise. So iska first step ye hai, you build up a list of 5,000, 10,000 people, depending on how much you want to make. So depending on the end goal that you're trying to raise, whether that's $50,000 or $100,000, आप उसके मुताबिक अपनी build करेंगे list of email. It also depends on the end unit cost of your product, whether your product is priced at a lower end of the spectrum, like $30 or $40, or it's more expensive around the $100 mark. So उस पे depend करता है, but roughly this is what the formula looks like. You build up a list of 5,000 to 10,000 people, and then if cost per link click is high, check your ad copy or targeting. So cost per link click, ये data आपको again Facebook पे मिलेगा. You don't want that to be very expensive. You want your ad to be running at a very, very efficient cost, which is much lower than your which is very low, ताकि आपको leads per ad आपको dollar worth अपनी ad की मिले, right? So third point is, if cost per lead is high and cost per link click is low, तो problem फिर landing page पे, कि आपका landing page पे information too cluttered है. Even that can go wrong, right? So if, let's say, you had a lot of things going on this landing page, or information थी crisp और clear नहीं था, तो ad का काम था landing page पे लाना, but ad का काम वहां पे रुक जाता है. Then it's all about how easy to read, nicely designed your landing pages, कि simply एक बीच में box है, यार अपना email address डालें and you move on. So that could also potentially be the case, that if cost per lead is high and cost per link is low, तो problem फिर आपके landing page में आता है. इस बात का मतलब ये है कि cost per lead high है, cost per link अगर low है, उसका मतलब लोग website पे तो जा रहे हैं, but वहां से आगे वो अपना email address नहीं डालते, which makes the cost per lead ratio to be higher. Third last point is, start off small and scale up on winning ads. So आप जब अपनी A/B testing कर रहे हो, जरूरी नहीं है that you do that at a very big cost. Put small budgets and see which ones are doing better. The ones that are doing better, then फिर आप उन ads पे a 20% budget बढ़ा दो. So in our case, image number 4 and ad copy number 3 was churning out the best dollar amount in terms of leads for us. So once we figure this out, we will focus more cash, more dollar force on that particular ad set. The aim for click-through rate of 7 to 10% is important. I apologize for that. Had some trouble with the internet connection. So we'll just resume again. So I was on the last point that एक दफा आप लोगों ने 2000 email addresses की list generate कर ली है. You've generated about a list of 2000 people. You will then create look-alike audiences. This is a feature on Facebook that you don't really need to do anything for in terms of just clicking that option. कि अब जो 2000 लोग जिन्होंने sign up किया है वही आपकी target audience हैं. They are the people who are interested in your product and service. So what you'll do is you will try to replicate and find like-minded people, and that should in general improve the likelihood of how many people are signing up from this point onwards. So I discussed social media. आपकी you're trying to primarily build hype for that first December launch. जो हमने hypothetical date set की हुई है launch की. You are using your social media platforms, and once आपके पास 2000 या 3000 email addresses list आ जाती है, आप उनको भी आहिस्ता आहिस्ता करके एक funnel के through आहिस्ता आहिस्ता you send them emails every now and then. You can't bombard them with emails, ज़्यादा emails भी नहीं भेजनी. But जो users आ चुके हैं, who have signed up, who have shown interest, you will start retargeting them through email marketing, telling them more about the product and building more hype for that December 1st launch. So as your email database list is building, वो सारे लोग आपकी email marketing के funnel में भी आते रहेंगे. So इसमें भी it's very important that you're creating a funnel. So your first few emails will be talking about the product, building interest, and right towards the close launch date of your product, you will then eventually tell them, okay, आज कल 1st December है, our product is going to be launched, and you need to come and buy it to avail the early bird discount or something along those lines. So very important to be using these all the tools that you have available. हमने social media discuss किया, and now we're talking about email marketing. So plenty of tools for this. Mailchimp is one of them, where you can make one very nicely designed email and send it to a big audience जिनको आपकी list जिनकी बन चुकी है. Become a staff pick. This is also eventually very important once you've been launched on the product page. Um, a little trick is that the way the Kickstarter algorithm works, हमने पहले ही discuss किया था that imagine your 1st December launch is set. आप पहली December को अपना product launch करोगे और 31st December तक वो चलेगा. You are able to successfully fill all the product goal on the first day, तो आपको organically भी काफी feedback अच्छी मिलेगी. Kickstarter and Indiegogo will recognize कि अच्छा है, this campaign has raised 80% of the entire amount they were looking for on the first day. So then you will start coming in the limelight of the people that are not only on working as staff members, but आपको फिर press भी उठाना शुरू कर देगी. So that is the trick of the trade, that you want to meet your product goal on the first day. That is the ideal case scenario. Hypothetically speaking, you need $30,000 as a goal, right? आपको इस campaign से $30,000 extract करना है. It is also something that could be considered कि आप अपनी goal amount $15,000 रखें, enough कि वो पहले दिन meet हो सके, and then you hope कि एक funded project above and beyond normally चला जाता है. This is how human psychology works. Normally, if people see a fully funded project, they're going to keep backing it more. So most of the campaigns go above and beyond the goal that they have that way asked for. So it's very important to kind of fall in this organic place where Kickstarter and Indiegogo staff members highlight your campaign as one of the campaigns that is attracting a lot of attention. And you can do that अगर आपका पहले एक आध दिन में ही पूरा goal amount meet हो जाए. And again, that goal amount is contingent on some of this formula कि आपकी 5 से 10,000 interested लोगों की email list पड़ी हुई हो, and a lot of other factors that we've been discussing. फिर another tool is that आप अपने landing page पे जब लोगों ने email address, so I'm on the second point now, landing page पे लोग आए, उन्होंने email address डाला, then another way you can interact with them even better is Facebook group. As you all now may know that Facebook page पर like करना is not enough. Anyone who has liked your Facebook page is not necessary that any post from that point onwards the user will see. पहले Facebook का algorithm ऐसे ही चलता था, but now it's become so populated that Facebook group की हर notification आपके home page पे जरूर आएगी. So this is another way to kind of build that repo. अगर आप founder हो, people want to see who is behind that amazing product or service that they're very interested in. So once you're building the traffic on the left side, आप उनको landing page पर लेके आते हैं, and then through the thank you page, जब उन्होंने अपना email address डाला, they click send, they will see a thank you page in front of them, and then the add friend option के through आप उनको अपने Facebook group पे add करवा लें. So वहाँ पे they will most likely see all the information that you're trying to put up and build excitement before that 1st December launch. Then we'll talk about influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is, sending your product and trying to get published through all those people who have a good audience online on YouTube or any other social media platform, whether that's Reddit or any of those social media tools we discussed earlier. You want to get them on board either by sending them an MVP, a product or service, a sample, getting them to review it, unbox it, talk about it. That is probably the best way to do it, as opposed to giving them some money and telling them to talk about it. So if you have your product ka ek simple version be ready, it's best that you in a way share it with them so that they can build that organic hype that you want, all focused to trying to generate that email list ko badhana. So they're all eventually also coming to your landing page. Sara call to action is there. So when an influencer is interested to talk about your product, unki audiences ko pata lagega of your product and your particular campaign. Again, the goal for all of this is to come in the press. Very important to get in the press. And another advantage of reaching the goal amount on the first day is that press aapko 100% pakdegi. So you play around it. Like I said, if you want $30,000 to come out of this campaign, zaruri nahi hai ki aap goal amount bhi wo rakho. You can be slightly intelligent about that and maybe set the goal amount as 15,000. Because if you're sure कि पहले दिन आपको $15,000 मिल जाएंगे, so that will automatically seem like fantastic news, and the press will start picking up, that this campaign was launched today, और उन्होंने अपना पूरा goal भी meet कर लिया. So you should look into it. There are 29 more days left for you to, get your product or service. So all of this is aimed at trying to get, press, backer, what do you call it? Staff pickup bano, influencers aapko pakde. So you're trying to get every help around you to build momentum. So this is what the campaign entails. After the campaign ends, there's some things to obviously consider. Campaign fees kya hai? This ideally you should know beforehand once your goal amount is being set. But to do things, what are the timelines looking like? Apne kab apni deliveries promise ki hui hai, keeping in touch with the backers, logistically being ready to deliver the product all over the world. या अगर आपने UK या US या Asia में limit की हुई है, so that will make things easier. But you need to also see through the campaign and see once you've been funded, what are the deliverables left after that. So this is the end of our week 5 deck and hence the workshop. हमने शुरू में बात की थी of why is crowdfunding good? Why is something crowdfunding that you need to consider for your particular product as opposed to venture capital or angel investment or even bootstrapping your idea? But if I just quickly go through this slide, तो आपको now that hopefully all of you know slightly more about crowdfunding than you did before. So you're getting access to capital. आप risk को hedge कर रहे हो, so आपको while you're doing all of this process of pre-hype and then the campaign, you're getting a lot of feedback. So feedback का मतलब ये है कि आप because आपका product अभी तक पूरा 100% बना नहीं है, you could make slight iterations to it, right? Marketing tool, we've been mentioning that while you're running your campaign in parallel, Kickstarter, Indiegogo की आजकल अपनी भी इतनी following है that it just placing a campaign on it as well can serve as a great marketing tool. So you have the opportunity to pre-sell आप अपने products before obviously uh, uh, the whole idea of crowdfunding is कि आप pre-sell कर रहे हो. Proof of concept is in one way hand in hand with hedging risk कि आपका जो भी product जिसके बारे में आप बात कर रहे हो, जो आपकी वीडियो में है, जो आपकी description में है, you're getting validation, you're getting feedback from your customers that this is as great as you're saying it is, और इसमें ये चीज डाल दो या ये इतनी अच्छी नहीं है या ये already है. So you're getting that proof of concept with you as well. Easier than traditional fundraising. इसमें ये है that the entire campaign is in your control. How is it easier than traditional fundraising? Venture capital के पास आप जाएंगे. They have such a big deal flow coming. उनके पास इतने startups already आते हैं that they're looking for that 5x, 10x multiple, and it's very tough to convince them. And even if you convince them, they'll get a lot of changes made from you. So isme at least all the things are in your control. You can run the campaign the way you want. You can target whoever you want, and end may it's just P2P. So the interested party is just giving you the money to buy that product. Free PR hai ji, if you, like I said, if you meet the goal on the first day, for example, you'll be picked up by the press. They'll talk about you. It's free PR. In this process, you're also getting valuable feedback. Such community members, जो crowdfunding के community members हैं, they're very, very active. So they'll engage you. Your job is to engage them, but they're also very responsive. So feedback भी throughout आपको process में देते रहेंगे. Prospective loyal customers, you are getting hopefully current batch आपका आ रहा है, and then the products that you launch in the future, you have their email addresses, you have their data points, so आप उनसे interaction में throughout रह सकते हैं. It's free in a way. So obviously campaign fees हैं, but they're very subsequential relative to the amount you raise. But putting the campaign up on the platform itself, there's no cost associated with it. Lastly, we spoke about this in our brochure that you probably saw and got interested to eventually come on board with. So these are just some points that we hope that you've covered. And if you haven't, the 6-week office hours, or at any point, you can reach me and get some clarity on this. Understand the key drivers behind successful campaigns, how to pitch your fundraising project successfully to an online audience, main challenges in crowdfunding and how to avoid mistakes we discussed very early on, how to develop a precise strategy and action plan, support you should look from other platforms. We discussed social media platform, how to engage your community and where and when you should start, the skill to tell your story as to create the maximum impact, how to have a stellar online digital presence. आप 3-4 महीने पहले शुरू कर रहे हैं, and then how to use this new knowledge and skills to make your crowdfunding campaign. We hope that these are all some points that you can go over once again, that you've gotten a much better picture of, and that you're almost ready to launch the campaign. We also want to see as many Pakistani startups using this platform as possible. So hopefully this workshop was a great learning experience for you. Hopefully you know about crowdfunding more than you did 6 weeks ago, and at some point you will also hopefully launch your campaign and succeed in it. During this time, we appreciate you coming on board. We want to thank you for that. And this is my email address. I am open to being reached out at any point, in the next month or whenever, regarding any questions you may have. I want to thank you for your support, and thank you and good luck and take care.